Kawhi Leonard is now going back to the Toronto Raptors, and here's what the trade looks like. The Clippers are going to be acquiring Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round draft picks, 1 pick swap, and 2 second-round draft picks, and the Raptors are getting back Kawhi Leonard. Now, when I look at this move for both teams on the Clippers side of things, I do love the fact you got Ingram, who is a bucket getter, and I think he could be a good fit next to Garland, and they can be great together. Grady Dick, young player, maybe he'll fill out a roster. And then you still got some draft compensation to build out this roster going forward. And the most important part is the Clippers could be a fringe playing team, which is important given the new draft rules coming up. You don't want to be at the bottom of your conference because that's going to handicap your draft position going forward. So you at least want to be out of the bottom 3 and give yourself a better shot with draft picks. And that's a good move for LA. Then you look at the Raptors' point of view. You bring back Kawhi Leonard. I know there's injury concerns, but ever since 2020, we got to remember that was the bubble year. He played 57 games, and then he had a shortened season. He played 52 games. The year after that, he had the injuries. He didn't play. Then he played 52 games in 2022-23, 68 games in 23-24. Last year, 37 games. And this past season, 65 games. So the narrative around Kawhi is, can he stay healthy? My argument is, can he play at that high level as the number 1 option? And if you're Toronto, you don't have to rely on him every single night because you have other scorers like RJ Barrett, who I think is going to fill in nicely as the 3rd option. He averaged 24 points in this last playoff run. Scotty Barnes was excellent in the playoffs as well. He had 24 points a night, 51% from the field, and I believe 38% from 3. And you still have Jakob Poeltl on this roster. You still have Jamal Shead, Jacoby Walter, Colin Murray-Burroughs, Allen Graves, Emmanuel Quickley. So I don't think Toronto's done making moves, but it's very intriguing what I'm seeing on this roster because you look at the Eastern Conference, you can make an argument they're in the thick of things. They're probably another move away, maybe add another guard at that position with Quickley and Jamal Shead, where it's a point of attack defender. And maybe you add another backup big, and Toronto's right in it. If you have Kawhi Leonard play 55 to 60 games, which I think is a good possibility, Toronto's going to be dangerous. And you have the versatility at the wing position. Scotty Barnes is one of the best defenders in the NBA. Murray Boyles is a very good player as well. Young player, great on the glass. He's a great defender. So there's versatility here. The only thing is this. What can you get out of Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs? Because I remember he played the Nuggets. It was a 7-game battle. And he had his moments, but it wasn't as dominant as his recent playoff runs. I'm not trying to knock Kawhi. We know the injuries are there and, the wear and tear. So if RJ Barrett can step in on nights to help carry that offensive scoring and maybe Kawhi doesn't have it, Scotty Barnes can also fill in that role. This is very interesting to watch. I think defensively, the Raptors are going to be very scary. And then if you look at the Eastern Conference, Boston's in flux right now with the Jaylen Brown situation. The Knicks are coming off a title, but it's very hard to repeat. And then you look at the Pacers, they're going to be interesting. The Cavs, we don't know what's going to happen with them given the second apron situation. Are they going to move off Mobley or Allen, or is Mitchell going to eventually request a trade? We don't know. So if you're Toronto, you're like, let's take advantage of the opportunity. I think it's a win-win for them. They have nothing to lose here. I know they gave up some draft picks, but you're trying to compete. You're trying to make a deep playoff run. You had a great showing against the Cavaliers, and 2 of their rotational pieces were hurt in that series, and they gave Cleveland all they can handle. So I just think going forward for Toronto, if they can manage Kawhi Leonard, if you can get them to 55, 60 games, they got a great shot at being a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. There's just no doubt about it. I know people will say like, well, what about the injury history and concerns? Look, just manage it. And I just think defensively, Toronto is going to be a lot to deal with. And they have a deep roster. You need that in the regular season. You got guys who can contribute. So we shall see how it all plays out. I just think it's a great roster right now that should add another piece. I think a good idea, if the money does work, maybe go out and see if you can get Drew Holiday. I think that would be awesome. But they're probably another rotational piece away from being a legit. I mean, to me, they feel legit right now, but I think getting them over the top, maybe add another guard who can play defense and just add more ball handling would be great for this team. But I love it. I think the perimeter defense from Kawhi and Scotty Barnes is just going to be a nightmare to deal with. So I love the move for the Raptors. I think you can get Kawhi Leonard to play in 60 games. It's possible, in my opinion. He came off a great season last year. Now you have your number 1 option, but you also have Scotty Barnes and Barrett to carry that load if Kawhi doesn't have it on night. So maybe you need to load manage him. Whatever you got to do for his health, I think this could bode very well. And the Raptors are in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. There's no doubt in my mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I want to hear your thoughts about the acquisition of Kawhi Leonard. Do you like it or not like it for Toronto? What do you think about the Clippers and their return? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.